AMC stock is getting ready to go crazy here in the next 30 days or so. There is nothing anybody could tell me differently that would change my conviction in exactly what I am saying. So we're going to briefly go over the data that does suggest AMC is going to go crazy in the next 30 days or so. But besides that, I want to talk about something that is not really talked about much in the ape community. And this has come, through years of trading and just knowledge on different trades and investments, and I think a lot of you guys will get a lot of value out of it. And to be quite honest, right now is the easy part. Once AMC does start to squeeze, that is going to be the hard part. That is when you guys have to control your emotions. So let's talk about it, guys. If you guys are confused, we're gonna clear the air on everything you need to know. Hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what you think about this video in the comment section. And if you guys want to be part of the buy and sell alerts, you guys will be notified every time a trade is bought or sold. All of these trades that we have been hitting monstrous returns on. It was about $1,600 in the last 2 days off very little initial investment, about $400 of an initial investment that would cover your costs for years and years. So definitely check that out. But let's not waste any time. Let's get into this video. AMC on Friday was down 6.73%. Not a great day whatsoever, but in after hours up 0.90%, almost 1%. So we did see a solid bounce. And to be quite honest with you guys, some apes that wanted to trade all of these other stocks that were going crazy that didn't have the funds on hand to do so likely sold out of AMC to trade these stocks, and now they're going back into AMC in after hours when obviously all of these stocks are pretty much slipping to the downside, especially in after hours. So one thing that I want to point out that really confirms that AMC is going to go crazy here in the next 30 days or so, maybe 30 days, maybe 20 days, maybe 50 days, you get the idea here very, very shortly, is because we see the FOMO buyers that are back in town. For the last, I'd say 4, 5, 6 months now, we haven't had any crazy moves as far as FOMO buying is concerned. And what I want to point out, especially with these stocks that have been going crazy, like DWAC, these were not shorted stocks. These were all FOMO buyers buying into this stock. And right here where I have this blue line is $24 per share. This is when we bought into this in the community, in the private trading community. I know a lot of people got in before that, but we waited to confirm this at about $24, jumped into it, sold out at about 100. So definitely made some fat tendies here, but these were not shorted stocks. So this is just going to show how much people, or I should say that, how yield hungry, how return hungry people are, aka FOMO buying, fear of missing out. But when you mix in everything else that is going on with AMC, the fact that they are a legitimate business that makes money, technically losing money, but providing more revenue, as well as their major catalyst coming on earnings, which has provided them 60% return bottom to top back here in March, 1,000% return, a little bit under 1,000% back here in May, and then the last earnings report about 100% move. Mix all of that together, FOMO buyers, this earnings catalyst, as well as something else. AMC is going to announce a new business line here in the next coming weeks that is entirely different from what they do now. Maybe it's crypto, maybe it's something else. A great comment of somebody that put onto one of my videos, they said, look at Nintendo that used to be a toy company. If AMC really does pivot their business model, this could be huge and could get a lot of people excited, aka bring in more institutional investors, really, give apes the feeling of satisfaction we are doing something, and ultimately help people hold on to their positions, but at the same time bring all of those FOMO buyers in. And I do think this will be announced likely on earnings November 1st. So I think this is going to be a main driver of this rally. But as history has showed us, AMC rallies after earnings. Throughout all 2021, if you had bought AMC on the day of earnings and held it 1 month after earnings, you would have made a ton of money. That's a fact. That's not a question. So 3 out of 4 times this has been correct. I would go as far as to say the 4th time around, especially with this huge catalyst on the near-term horizon. Now that FOMO buying is coming back into the stock market, or just diversifying a little bit, I think it's going to pull back back into AMC. Like I said, I would go as far as to say the fourth earnings call of this year is going to have a positive result as well. But now we are even at a higher short interest than we were during the last earnings report, much higher to be a matter of fact. So I do think that is looking good right there. That is really the main thesis and theory for this rally with AMC stock. That FOMO buyer, that X factor is definitely intact. You cannot convince me this rally is not going to happen. I don't care what is said in the comment section. I don't care what I see. I don't care what the SEC says or Citadel is doing or what the shorts are doing or what people are doing with their positions. Does not matter to me. I simply don't care. That's how high my conviction level is. Now, let's talk about something else that is very important. The second half of really the title of this video. And that is, right now is the easy part. Let me tell you guys something. If this is maybe your first stock or your first, couple stocks in the stock market, it's a lot easier to hold a position when you are down on it. Even with this last trade with DWAC, I was never down on this position, maybe briefly for a couple minutes here and there, but it's a lot and this trade is a lot different, right? But in general, it's a lot easier to hold on to a position when you're down on it because you can average down, right? You could buy more shares, make your position larger while bringing your average cost of your position down. And I mean, at that point, you've already lost money. You might as well hold it. That's the philosophy, the psychology that goes on in your mind. But when you're massively up on a stock, imagine if AMC just started shooting up again. Imagine it went to hundreds of dollars per share. We have our price targets at thousands of dollars per share. It's going to be much harder seeing those gains in your account and fluctuations going up hundreds of percents every single day. It's a lot harder to hold on to a position that is a winning position. That is a simple fact. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's just me, but if I'm down 50% on a position, I'll average down. I don't even think about selling it because you've lost money. Why would you sell out for a loss? But when you're up hundreds of percents, that's really where you get jumpy to take profits. And this comes down to a lot of things. Obviously, trying to call the top is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. It's probably not going to happen, but nevertheless, there is things to watch out for. Once apes start to sell out of the stock, once you start to see, obviously once we're hundreds or thousands of dollars per share, once you start to see people saying they have sold out and you see the price action reflecting that as well as the shorts have covered, that's when I would start selling off my shares. Not all at once. I would look to sell maybe 10% of my investment. If you're up, 1,000%, that would pay for your whole initial cost of your investment, and then I would start scaling out from there. But with that being said, I know it might seem hard holding your position if you're down on it, but trust me, once the gains come, it's going to be a lot harder. So remember what your conviction is. What your price target is your price target. Like with DWAC, my price target was $100. So once we went to $100, sold out of it. That's all I wanted. That was my price target and I stuck to it. So whatever your price target is, make sure you stick to it. If you're feeling the FOMO, don't do it. I was even feeling FOMO with this stock once I did sell out, and it did go back up to like 120, 130, 140 maybe at the highest level. I was even feeling FOMO, and I never get FOMO. It's just something you just don't know, but other people will buy back into the stock, driving it up. You want to, make sure you stick to your conviction and what you personally think the stock will do, and don't let anybody tell you differently. So I don't know. Maybe you guys got value out of this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what you agree with, what you disagree with down below in the comment section of this video. Like I said, link for the buy and sell alerts also in the description of this video, as well as the link for Public and with Webull. With Public, that is a non-payment for order flow brokerage. So if you want a great social brokerage, you can write posts, you can engage with other people. Some of these people are hedge fund managers or leaders of different sectors. Definitely check that out. You get up to $70 in your choice of free stock. It only takes about 3 minutes time to sign up and receive your free stock with no need to even link a bank account. You can also link a debit card, but you don't have to get your free stock. So that's going to be all for this video. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video.